With Doubtnut, get instant video solutions to all your maths, physics, chemistry, and biology doubts. Just click the image of the question, crop the question, and get instant video solution. Download Doubtnut app today.
The question is, which of the following mixtures form an acidic buffer? Okay. Now, buffer solutions are those which resist the change in pH whenever a small amount of an acid or a base is added to it. So, there are two types of buffer solution basically. One is the acidic buffer, the other is the basic buffer. Acidic buffer is formed whenever a weak acid combines with its salt of its conjugate base, right? Or you can say that this it is a salt of the weak acid, right? This weak acid along with the strong base. Okay, so this combination is what we call as the acidic buffer. And if we talk about the basic buffer is formed when the weak base combines with its conjugate acid, the salt of its conjugate acid, or you can say the salt of a weak base as well as a strong acid, right? So the combinations of weak acid, strong base, or weak base, strong acid can lead to the formation of buffers, right? An acidic buffer is formed when there's a combination of the weak acid and the strong base along with a weak acid, right? So weak acid and its salt. So basically you have to identify the one which forms an acidic buffer. So if we talk about the first one, NaOH is a strong base, HCl is a strong acid. So this is no way going to form any buffer solution, neither an acidic nor a basic, right? Because we need a weak acid and the salt of its conjugate base, which is not possible here. The next one is acetic acid, which is a weak acid. Okay, and the other is sodium acetate, which is a salt of weak acid, which is acetic acid, and strong base, which is NaOH, right? And also this salt, which is here, it is a conjugate base of this acid, which is acetic acid, right? Because on removing H plus, we are going to get this conjugate base, which is CH3COO negative. Okay, so salt of its conjugate base is present, and therefore option 2 forms an acidic buffer, right? Because it consists of a weak acid and the salt of a weak acid and a strong base, right? So this is an acidic buffer. The correct answer is option 2. If we talk about option B, we have NH4Cl. Now this NH4Cl is a salt of a weak base, which is ammonium hydroxide, and a strong acid, which is HCl. And NH4OH is a weak base. So this does form a buffer solution, but it forms a basic buffer solution, right? It is this combination. So it forms a basic solution, but not, it forms a basic buffer, but not an acidic buffer. Okay. So therefore, this is also not the answer. The next is H2CO3, which is a weak acid. And if we talk about NH4-CO3, now this is a combination of a weak acid and a weak base, right? Weak base, which is ammonium hydroxide, weak acid, which is H2CO3, right? So weak acid is there, but the salt which is present is a weak acid and a weak base, right? So therefore, this also cannot form a buffer solution. So the correct answer, the one having forming an acidic buffer, is given in option number 2. That's the correct answer for the question.
For class 6 to 12, IIT JEE and NEET level. Trusted by more than 5 crore students. Download Doubtnut app today.